Hello, and g'day, and welcome on in to the third episode of Destiny 2 L.F.G. Horror Stories. Today's episode is definitely gonna be a good one. We have a Sherpa who decided to quit due to how incompetent his team was, a player who had to fend off an actual horde of simps in a Kingsfall, and we also have an L.F.G.er who started a cult. Wait, I know that's what I've actually written. An L.F.G.er who started a cult. I'm excited to read that one. But these get more unhinged as we go along, and we have plenty more to share. So guys, sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, smash the like button, subscribe, and let's get into the video. So our first story comes from RedMain, who left a comment on the last video. I used to do a lot of teachings of LFGs. I had a team of 4 regulars, and we would do 1 to 2 raids a week, specifically trying to teach new people to raid. Of fucking course, if I was an experienced player joined the team, then that was just an easier clear. But for the most part, we would get blueberries joining us. Well, I say we used to, because one kid alone had permanently ruined my patience when it comes to teaching raids. That, and getting a new job after COVID hasn't really given me more time on my hands. Long story short, we were doing a know what to do. Not something we do often, but some of us had things to do the next morning, and it was already getting kinda late. Kid joins, and out of habit, I ask him if he's done this before. He doesn't really answer, but goes on to explain the mechanics in a fast and jumbled manner. So I assume that he's done it. Big mistake. We got to the totems, Kingsfall by the way, and took us about 4 wipes for us to realize that this kid has absolutely no clue what he's doing. Could be worse. We're already super used to teaching. Just wished he'd said so. I explained the mechanics, and the kid consistently talks over me, interrupting by saying such things as, "Oh yeah," and "the night spawn," and so on. Every single time he interrupts, he would say something completely incorrect, which he wouldn't have thought if he just let me explain. Anyhow, we end up at Oryx after several hours, oh my lord. Many of us just wishing to get it over with. I think it took us 5 to 7 hours, even though most of us planned to only spend 2.5 max. The kid's connection starts breaking. He DCs from the game and asks if we could still hear him on Discord. We all reply with yes, which clearly doesn't matter as he couldn't hear us. So the next 5 minutes are him just painfully yelling into his mic if we can hear him. After that, he can finally hear us again, and he asked if we could do it tomorrow, when his connection should be better. Some of us are dead silent, while others hesitantly reply yes. Should prob say this time we were 5 people out from our clan, we all knew each other. He leaves, we 5-man Oryx. Wish we just 5-man the full raid. One of my teammates banned him from the Discord, and since then we've only done 1 teaching raid and 4 LFGs. This kid single-handedly ruined people's willingness to teach the raid. Despite having taught raids since Forsaken, we had people take 5 hours to learn a raid and still went through another raid that day later. And now we all dread finding a single person on LFG. If it sounds harsh, just know the encounters in the middle of the raid were all god awful. I hope one day to go back to teaching, since this is how I met most of my current clan members, but dear lord, I dread meeting someone like that again. I just hope he's learned how to shut up and listen. Oh my god, already right off the rip, that one's just a lot. Like, listen, I have a lot of respect for you, like, teaching people how to raid. And you have a lot more patience than I ever could have, I'm telling you. I preach about, not kicking people and all that stuff, but oh, man, if I was in your position, I would have been like, fuck that guy. Within the first hour, I would have been like, fuck teaching the kid, I'm over it. I spread peace and love, but in reality, when it comes to my raids, I like them smooth and easy. So props to you. I can't believe he single-handedly ruined like your clan's willingness to continue. That's fucked, but I hope you raid again in the future. I pinky promise they're not all that bad. Alright, super quick side note. I wasn't going to do this one if this was even part of the video, but this was too funny not to include. So this next one's from ColdTinus. I can't say that name. 9. Once I joined a Last Wish raid team and was one of the first 3 there, so I waited with my mic muted. Then all of a sudden, while I was on the phone, one guy started cursing at another. Turns out guy number 2 was the person whom guy's number one's wife cheated on him with. You'd expect the team to disband instantly after that, but not surprisingly, it lasted up until Morgov. Before they fought again and both left, the rest of us were stunned that they both joined the same team and ended up finishing, and he got 1k from it. Imagine doing a raid and the guy that fucked your wife was in it. Oh my fucking god. And they kept going. I'm fucking sleep deprived. Jesus Christ, help me. Alright, our next L.F.G story comes from Ladyplatypus. Sick name, by the way, 10 out of 10. This L.F.G experience left me with a bitter taste in my mouth for months after. Context: Kingsfall dropped in D2 and it became our clan's weekend raid night pick for quite a few weeks. I never played it in D1, and for further context, D2 Forsaken was my first FPS experience. But I got a decent understanding just through ad clear/DPS on how each encounter should go. It's a lot of fun and I enjoy running it, even post Lightfall. We LFG'd one guy for Golgoroth encounter, because one clanmate had to go to work. Spent 10 minutes waiting for someone to join. This dude, fucking asshole. He's got a decently high light level and guns with high kill counts, so he's looking good. BF tells him we're here to just chill and we lost our runner for gaze. New guy says he's not too familiar with it, as he mainly runs ad clear. Wasn't making it easy to convince him to do it either. First red flag, honestly. Eventually it falls to me as a learning experience with my BF teaching, which I say, sure, why not? Can't be too bad. Wrong. Apparently, this motherfucker hated the idea of me being the one in charge, quotation marks. Unfortunately, we wiped a couple times due to a couple accidents and misclicks. Nothing too major, but still. We're on our 4th and 5th try, and this dude starts rattling off about my setup. Tells me what stats I need to be, what mods to use, what guns I need, my subclass aspects, even making snide remarks on my low kill tracker for guns. Oh, fuck off, cunt. Absolutely starts micromanaging everything about me. I'm sitting there taking it, mainly stemming from my low self-esteem issues, thinking he would start rattling on everyone else, but nope. He just wanted to criticize me specifically. Also adding to the fact that I'm the only female in the group, if that makes it better or worse. It definitely makes it worse. Well, my BF took notice, and he didn't hesitate to go off at him. Pulled up past damage numbers and showed him that he had the least ad kills and the bottom 2 spots for DPS in all of our tries. When asked what he was running, it got heated and the guy started getting snippy, argumentative, very aggressive, stating that he was just helping. After the next wipe, he got kicked. Found another dude in 5 minutes who got it done in 2 more tries. Went off to finish the raid with no problems. Goes to show that some people will find a fault in everyone but themselves. Can laugh it off now, but good lord. I'm glad that, like, you know, Platypus can laugh it off now. Like, that's the main thing, because I've heard the stories, I've read the stories, I've been reading all of your stories, all fucking 200 of them, right? And, like, it's bad out there. It really is. And, like, I like doing this because it, like, can emphasize the funny, fucked up shit, like a guy cheating on his wife. No, I gotta stop. But it can also, like, bring light to just, like, there are assholes out there, and it sucks. But I'm glad that, you know, you made it through that, and, like, I'm hoping you're LFGing again. Because anyone out there that is seriously gonna criticize someone over the kill count of your weapon, I just got one thing to say to you, Kimmy. Shut the fuck up. This next story is gonna be a little different. My good friend Vibeo decided to send me his own Destiny 2 L.F.G horror story, and I haven't actually read it. I have faith that it will be great, so let's experience this for the first time together, shall we? So Vibe says, so I decided to do a last wish last night with a new clan that I had made earlier on in the week. I had pinged for people to raid and 2 people responded to the call, which was awesome, but we still needed 3 more. So I put a post up on the D2 L.F.G Discord. Okay, if we're just starting that off, I've heard nothing but horrible things about the D2 L.F.G Discord. Oh my god. Figure we would get some chill people for the teaching run. 3 people ended up getting back to me, 1 who hadn't done it before, and 2 others that had a couple runs under their belts, so they were semi-experienced. Loaded into the raid. blasted through the first 4 encounters with ease, not a single wipe after I explained to them all how we got to Riven. It's a simple little cheese that involves following the leader and damaging the boss with swords. We wiped 6 times to not enough damage. I get it, it happens. One guy starts to get a little annoyed at the person with the lowest DPS, but I didn't think anything of it at the time. This is only like an hour into the run. The next run we get into, enough damage and beat Riven, so then it's on to Queen's Walk. So I rally up and I start to explain the encounter with as much detail as I could, so they could get a feel for the encounter. I was about 1/4 of the way through, and I take one breath, and then let's call this guy Jimmy. We had 5 clears, by the way. Yes, I checked his red report. Good old vibe. Starts talking over the top of me, explaining the encounters and confusing everyone. I was so pissed off to the point where I was going to stay muted. See how this goes, because man, I had all night and I wanted them to suffer in pain. So wipe after wipe, we are dying to stuff. People don't know because it wasn't explained by good old Jimmy. After a first or second wipe, Jimmy and the other guy with the semi-experience, like 10 clears, basically take over the raid. At this point, they start talking over the top of each other and trying to tell people what to do. A funny thing that happens to the third run, Jimmy and my clanmate, who hadn't cleared it yet, are running into the vault room, and you generally go either left or right and wrap back around the elevator. You drop down to the place of the heart. So you're running into that room, and my clanmate has the heart, and Jimmy, 5 clears over here, starts yelling, go right, go right, no, 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 go right. And my mate is already heading right, and he's still yelling at him, no man, go right. We wiped, and Jimmy goes, does everyone not know where we're running to? To which I chimed in, no mate, because he's never done it before. After that, I had to explain it all again. Jimmy and the other semi-experienced guys shut up and listened this time, and it took 2 runs after that. We spent 45 minutes to an hour over the encounters alone with those guys explaining it. That's pretty much 50% of the raid spent there. All because they got a little big for their light levels. I was really tempted to kick them after the red border drop when we planted the heart, but I'm better than that. After the raid, they left. I apologized to the L.F.G guy that had never done it before because that was a horrible first experience for him. I said that the last encounter would have been way smoother if they didn't take over, and he took it pretty well. My clanmates after the raid were just like, what the fuck was that raid in the last 2 encounters? I have done nearly 500 raid clears, some LFGs, some McClans, but that was by far the worst experience I have had in D2 LFG, Jesus Christ. Good luck with that. Well, thank you, Vibe. I will have good luck with that. That is a sick story. That has some twists, some turns, some fucking jump scares. That had the whole kit and caboodle, mate. I don't even know where to start. Listen, for starters, Vibe, don't be a cockhead. Don't kick you. I agree. I've wanted to kick. I want to still kick my current friends / clanmates when we're raiding. Because I'm just a cunt. But don't do it to the LFG random guys, especially not the guys from the Destiny Discord. Just do it to your mates. Remember what we said last episode, guys. Don't be a cunt. It costs nothing. And I'm glad that Vibe, you know, chose the light side. He sided with the Jedi or whatever. I haven't watched those movies. And, you know, he didn't kill the younglings. This is a great analogy. It works. And I'm glad you got through it. But sometimes you just have to sit back and let the chaos ensue. And you know what? That resulted in something pretty fucking whack. So I appreciate the story submission, Vibe. Our next story is from the one and only Retric Blast, who says, I know I'm a week late to this, but damn, do I have a solid story. Well, you better. This isn't my experience, but this comes from a close friend of mine. He joined a fresh Kingsfort run back in Season of the Plunder. He was invited to the Discord server to the voice chat there. No problems so far. But the issues rose when he joined and found out the person in the group, a lady, keep this in mind for later, was a mute and couldn't speak. She had 4 people in her fire team already, so it was up to my friend and the rando to fill in the spots. After reaching totems, the girl messed up the run by doing the challenge strat, but it wasn't the featured challenge that week or something, so they wiped. And my friend said it was chill, and the random explained it that it wasn't the challenge week, causing the other guy in the fire team to get passive aggressive at the randoms for calmly explaining why she didn't need to do the challenge strat. After about 2 more wipes, the randoms explained that they should switch it up a bit, since it shouldn't take a lot to finish the totems. And when he directed the girl to the new arrangements, causing the other guys to start coming after him for no reason. This prompted an argument, and the randoms left because he was fed up with it. And you know what? Rightfully so. While waiting for a sixth to join, my friend picked up a random person and began eager edging them into the wall repeatedly. The random person was the girl, and she got angry. And I understand why, since it's annoying, but she stated, "It will ruin my PvE KD." Oh my fucking god, it's one of these stories. I understand being mad at that, but truly, who cares about PvE KD? I never heard that term until that day. Anyway, the other guy starts arguing with my friend and he eventually leaves. TLDR, 4 Sims protect E-Girl's honor from 2 dudes who wanted to do a casual Kingsfall clear. Sims, mate, you gotta love them. I've heard the PvE KD fucking excuse all the time. It's like my go-to. My favorite is when the boss is about to like die, you go, alright, wipe for damage. And then also when someone fucking bullshits me around, I go, bro, my PvE KD. I say that in jest to try and be funny. The people that mean it, I'm scared to meet the people that mean it. Guys, if you're out there in the comments, let me know if you give a shit about your PvE KD. And tell me why. Give me an example, please. I want to see it. Because I don't get it. I really don't. Our next story from the night is Satano. I hope I said that right. I had just gotten my mate into the game as a new light, and he was a bit overwhelmed by fucking damn it. Everything. He was struggling to get a hold over all the systems, but we got him there eventually. Fast forward a couple weeks, and we were ready for a VOG. I promised him that raids were some of the best experiences in the game. What he experienced was quite possibly one of the worst L.F.Gs for a new light. Oh no. We got through the opening encounter pretty quick. There are a few snarky comments here and there, but what can you do? As long as shit gets done, no one was really bothered. We get to gatekeepers, and one of our team had to leave, so we pulled another random in. At this point, my new light is already a bit tired and overwhelmed from the raid and the mechanics. So it didn't help that we pulled in the literal devil in all capitals, oh my god. He joins with the mic halfway down his fucking throat, sounding like he was in the middle of a tornado. The first thing he opens up is, "I don't care who's explaining it before. I have 52 runs and hundreds of runs in Destiny 1. Oh wait, hold on. "I don't care who you are. I have 52 runs and literally hundreds of runs in Destiny 1. So I can explain it better than any of yous. I sighed to myself and thought, great, one of these guys. Mind you, the L.F.G title had teaching new lights in it. After about an hour and a half of painstakingly dragging ourselves through gatekeepers, we finally got to Atheon. The entire time, the guy had been breathing into his mic like he just sprinted the world's largest marathon while fighting off a silverback gorilla. Oh my lord. Every time we wiped, he would find a reason to yell at anyone, even though most wipes were caused by his inability to understand the teleport destabilization debuff. Even my new light friend understood. Anyway, I digress. We reach Atheon, and he tells us to get ready, because he's going to solo the oracles, and then solo Atheon, and we shouldn't do anything because we'll just fuck up his rotations. Another hour passed. Guess who failed to solo oracles and Atheon? Everyone is losing patience, and I'm getting very heated. So I just tell him that we're doing the encounter legit, and I don't want to hear any more of his D1 vet bullshit, because newsflash buddy, like 4 of us in the fire team were D1 vets. We continue to wipe even after switching strategies. It's a mix of trying to teach my new light the mechanics so he can contribute, and just unlucky drops between all the worlds. Soon enough, this guy starts to hone in on the new light friend, calling him shit and horrible, and saying he shouldn't be playing the game if he comes into a raid without the meta and optimized loadout to solo the boss. I'm getting very angry at this point. I don't like to cause a scene, so I bottled it up, and I was just going to apologize to my friend post-raid. The tipping point came to me when me and him teleported into the oracle room. He had been insistent on soloing oracles, but he consistently failed to do it and blamed other people. What the fuck, dickheads? I couldn't see shit. He could, because I could. I got flinched by Vex shooting, and so on. In this run, I decided I'm tired. I want to leave, so I help him shoot the oracles. I destroy one, and he screams, I'm soloing them, Stuno, you idiot! Why the fuck would you shoot it? That makes me snap. You can't insult my new light friend, and then after consistently failing, blow up at me. Oi, cunt, shut the fuck up. If you're so brain dead that you can't fucking accept people's help after sucking your own dick for the past 2 hours and failing to do anything fucking worthwhile to contribute, A, getting us damage, and B, getting less damage than the new light with a shit loadout, then don't fucking come at me with your bullshit, I reply. Silence. Absolute silence. The tornado had stopped. No one is talking. He was finally muted. He doesn't talk for the rest of the run. We finish after about 20 more minutes and he leaves immediately. I apologize profusely to everyone and let him get off for the day. That's a lot to unpack. I couldn't not stop myself from cackling halfway through this because some of the points in this are just fucking unhinged. But I think Satano, I'm sorry, I'm fucking up the names. I think you said it the best. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck that loser. If you want to insult the new lights, at least, you know, back it up. Okay? Stop harassing people. Guys, if you're shit and you're hopping in L.F.Gs and then saying that other people are worse than you, I'm begging you. I am begging you. Please don't be shit. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna be an absolute degenerate, just at least, you know, walk the fucking walk, mate. But geez, I need to cleanse. I need some wholesome stories. That was a lot to just unpack. Our next story of the day comes from Hollow Insomnia 893, who says, I've done a few LFGs in the past, and I still love to do them today. But I remember the time when I made someone emphasize this, almost insane. Deepstone Crypt, and I had a friend who invited me, which is really rare for me since I'm constantly under the impression that not many people would remember me after a raid. Everything was normal until the security system, and everyone started pulling out machine guns or linears. Everyone except my friend. We just looked at each other in-game and put on Parasite. Oh my god. This friend knew that I worship Parasite to an unhealthy amount, but we thought it would be funny to drag it into a raid. Surprisingly, things went okay until Atrax, where some people were getting suspicious with our DPS, but after 2 tries, we passed. The only problem was with Tanix. Our leader, when he realized what we were doing, was pissed, and he was about to threaten to kick us, but together, my friend and I slowly convinced each person to equip Parasite. Each failed attempt, we would get 1 more follower, 1 more Parasite main. On our 5th run, we all had it except the leader, and we started to dance around him in a circle with our Parasites. But later, he kicked out my friend, even though I did invite him soon after. 10th attempt, and the joke was starting to wear out, and people slowly started losing faith, so I did the only thing I could, and did the tip touching of the worms. This brought back people's motivation, and the leader was begging everyone to use machine guns or linears, and even dared say that he regrets this group. 13th try, and most gave up on the weapon. No one was feeling it. Although the joke went on long enough, we all switched and beat him like normal. But no one expected me to get the last hit with the Parasite, as everyone watched it fly through the air and done its final explosion. Safe to say, I did get kicked after my loot, but damn, it felt good using that slug launcher. Jesus fucking Christ. My guy, you started a cult. I put that in the comment. Like, this dude went around and strategically was like, hey bro, you heard of Parasite? It's fucking cool, man. Just try it, He's like, let's touch tips, bro. We got this. I mean, I respect it. As a fellow Jotun main, I can tell you, I do respect using the off-meta loadout here and there. Just ask my clan. But you took it to a whole new level, and you know what? Fucking props to you. Good on you for starting a cult. Please don't ever join my raid team. But there we have it, guys. Some of the most horrific stories that all of Destiny 2 L.F.G have to offer. But I know there's more. There's always more. So guys, if you have your own Destiny L.F.G horror stories, please chuck them down in the comments. I'll do my best to read them and reply. because some of the ones we got in episode 2 were crazy, and I need, you know, content for the 4th episode. But guys, thank you so much for all the support I've seen through like 1 and 2. It's actually been crazy. Guys, please, if you like the video, like it. If you want to leave a sub, leave a sub. There'll be plenty more Destiny L.F.G horror story content coming your way. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope all your L.F.G raids are pretty chill, and I'll catch yous in the next one. Till then, see you later.
We have one more. Last bait. Let's do it. Cast her in. Reel her up. Get her out, and she's fucked. What else we got?